Magical brownie bites. Watch them disappear. They're that good, disappearing before your very eyes. Watch how they're made. Welcome back, it's Marcie Ziv, and welcome to the Magic One Bowl Brownie Bites. Why magic? Well, they magically disappear. And one bowl is all it's gonna take, people, to get this magic done. And we're doing one bowl for the frosting and one bowl for the mix. We are actually mixing these and putting them into a little muffinette pans. This is a silpat. If you don't have this, not a big deal. Use a regular 8x8 baking pan. It's fine. Maybe put some parchment in there and grease the sides for an easy release. Ready for some magic to take place? Let's go. For our magic one bowl brownie bites, you'll be needing 1 stick of butter, 2 eggs, a half a cup of flour. I'm using gluten-free, but if you want to use our regular all-purpose flour, that's fine also. We have 1/3 of a cup of cacao, 2/3 of a cup of organic sugar. We're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. You'll need a whisk or something to stir with, and you'll need a tablespoon of vanilla and your one bowl. Yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna pour my melted butter and my sugar. I'm gonna start whisking that up. In less than 5 minutes, you're gonna have this in the oven. And in less than a half hour, you're gonna be eating your first brownie bite. All right, in goes the cacao. And then my gluten-free flour and baking powder and a tablespoon of vanilla and a sprig of salt. And that's it. Magical. This mixture will easily fill the silpat pan of 24. And I'm filling it a little bit more than halfway. You don't want it too high because it's going to puff over. And ready for this? I'm going to give you a tip here. And the tip is, after they come out of the oven, which is set to 325, you're gonna be baking for like 25, maybe 20 minutes, okay, 20 minutes. I would check it at 20. You don't want them too done, because you want them moist, magically moist. What you wanna do is you wanna stick them in the freezer for about an hour until they're firm. And that's gonna make it a whole heck of a lot easier to frost them. For some reason it locks in the moisture. I've had a lot of success doing that. And with the silpat, what I do is I Just make sure that shake. And what I want to do is support it with a tray underneath. Okay, into the oven they go, and I'll be back. Our brownie bites are ready, and we're going to be taking them out of the oven. My kitchen smells magically so delicious. But we're going to be putting these aside because I have, ta-da, another tray that has been in the freezer for about an hour and a half and is ready to frost. And you can see, I just want to show you something real close here. Can you get this? I just want them to see something here. How easy, let me move this aside, how easy these pop out of the Silpat. Look at this. I mean, hello, right? But we're gonna keep them in here for now because I think it's easier instead of doing them one by one on your hand or whatever, in your fingers, you can actually just frost them while they're in the pan. So I'm gonna put that right over there. And without further ado, let's get the frosting going, right? This is the same bowl. I haven't cleaned anything. You don't need to. We're gonna use 3 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of honey. 1, 2, I'm not that great at measuring all my stuff. About a tablespoon of vanilla, oh yeah. And we're gonna mix that up a little bit. And I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of cacao. Now, if you don't have cacao, the important thing is it has to be unsweetened cocoa. Don't use regular sweet cocoa that you're making up your hot cocoa with, because that's just not what you should be using. And then, as soon as this is incorporated, we're going to add a little bit of confectioner's sugar at a time. I have about 3/4 of a cup in here. I may not use it all because this is pretty sweet with the honey as it is. This is just to give it some body. So you can basically make it as thick as you want. Wow, look how glossy that is. Okay, I'm in love. If you're on a sugar-free diet, you could just add like the swerve or monk fruit or something like that. I'm gonna make a little bit more in there. A little more body. Now, I don't start making the frosting until after these are out because the frosting just starts to solidifying, and I would rather have it solidify on my brownie bites and not have to really kind of wake it up, you know. So let's put this aside. Let's bring these bad boys up here. And look at this. Like that. Scrape the sides. All right. Stay to the very end because I am going to show you how we plate these. I hope you try this at home and you can see how easy this is for yourself, because one bowl cooking, I'm all for it. I'm gonna put these aside and that's it. All right. I'm really excited. I'm plating my beautiful magical brownies, my one bowl brownies, and I'm thinking it looks pretty good. I'm doing my edibles and my mint and my flowers. Share with me in the comments below. I'm curious if you use edibles to plate your desserts. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really enjoyed myself. And if you like this, take your whisk and smash that like button and your spatula and hit that subscribe button. And join me next time for a wonderful and magical creation again. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.